The most shocking and unexpected thing I found out about men by the age 30 is that the way they choose their future wife is very different from how we women choose our future husband. For us women, if we love a man, we want to be together with him forever. We immediately imagine ourselves as a bride. Come on, let's be honest. But for men, it's more complicated than that. A man might be in love with you, but still choose another girl to marry.
I have a question for you. Why wasn't it me?
Carrie.
No, seriously. I really need to hear you say it.
So let's discuss why it happens, and I will tell you how to make sure that he sees you as a wife material instead of a girl to hang out with. A quick disclaimer. Today we are not talking about low-quality men who are just not ready and will never be ready to commit. There is this category of guys who will never settle, who will never be able to take a responsibility and be faithful. And we don't want to discuss them. We just all shall stay away from those. Maybe I shall make a video about husband material too. Let me know in the comments. So what do girls that get the ring have that other girls don't? The difference has nothing to do with looks, clothes, career, money, or body count. There are girls who had a lot of relationships and in every she was seen as a potential wife. She just didn't make the choice yet. And there are girls who are stuck in one relationship for 7-10 years with a guy who is not ready to commit to her. So what is it then? In a nutshell, it is about behavior and self-esteem. Some girls create full-on fake identity for every guy they meet. They stalk his social media, find out everything about his interests, about his preference in girls' looks, and then they adjust themselves to fit into that perfect picture for this guy. They lie that they love football or fishing or video games, what have you. They are even ready to change their appearances, color their hair in blonde if he likes blondes. They adjust everything for him. And then they ask, why doesn't he take me seriously? Here is the thing. This tactics only works short term. Yes, she might get a date, he might go on and hang out with her or even date her, but he will not create a serious relationship with her. To be serious relationship material, you need to be open, honest about who you are. Men feel fakeness very instinctively. If they feel like you are not who you say you are, they cannot truly get to know you. They don't know who you are, what your values are, what you want from marriage, what you want from future. And as such, he cannot fall in love with you. He cannot find out if you are a suitable partner for him, because everything you present is fake, is tailored to him, but it's not real. And you might ask me, but how? Why doesn't it work if I do everything for him to like me, everything to satisfy his needs? Well, you cannot be fake forever. In a long-term relationship, your true colors will come out, and he doesn't know if you are really a match.
I wasn't mocking you. Okay, but I mean, you did kind of deserve it. I mean, your whole I heart old people thing.
I was trying to find something we had in common. And now I know we have nothing in common.
To create a couple, to marry each other, you both need to first of all know each other, and you don't allow him to do that. When I was much younger, I once had a date with a guy who spent all of the time of our date in a coffee shop explaining to me what he wants from his future girlfriend. He was complaining about his exes, how they were not good enough, how they were not doing what he expected from them, and basically relaying to me everything he wants from his future girl. I was listening with my eyes wide open, quite shocked, quite uncomfortable. I couldn't understand what's wrong. I only could feel that this date is awful and not fun at all. And then I realized that what makes me feel uncomfortable is that that date was not a date at all. It was a job interview for a position of his girlfriend. Of course, I never saw him again. And not only because I don't want to be treated this way as some kind of a function that will be satisfying his list of needs and requirements, but also because I understood this guy was not looking for a partner. He was not trying to get to know me. He didn't care about who I was. He was looking for some girl to hang out, to be with, to date, who will be satisfactory for all his requirements. This is not how you look for a partner. And a lesson for us from here is that if you want to be seen as a wife material, you need to show your true self. You need to allow him to get to know you. It is scary, yes. And some people, maybe a lot of them, will be filtered out. Yes, but it is a good thing. You don't want to waste your time on wrong people. You want to find a person that will match your energy. And there is no faster way for that than being honest. This thing, as I say, creating a full-on fake identity for a new guy that they've met often happens to girls who are hyper focused on relationships. What I mean by that is when a girl is not interested in anything else. Her career doesn't bother her that much. She doesn't have any goals. She doesn't have hobbies. She's not that into her friends. She doesn't want anything. She only wants to be in a relationship because when she doesn't have a relationship, she feels incomplete. Her self-esteem depends on whether she has a man in her life, because if she doesn't, she feels unworthy. For her, her self-esteem is so low that she never formed a way to look at herself without other people. She is only able to have some kind of self-worth if somebody is directing their attention towards her. And it might seem at a first glance that such girls are perfect wives, because with their self-esteem, with their low self-esteem, they will do anything to satisfy him, to be everything that he wants. So are they really perfect wives? No, of course not. These people are really suffocating because they make the man a center of their universe, a center of their lives. They kind of clear the space from everything that she had there. Whatever friends she had, she's ready to leave them, not hang out with them anymore. Whatever career she had, she doesn't care. She can leave it if he wants or if she thinks that he wants that. She will leave everything behind for him, create this void in her life that now he must fill with his presence. But come on, this is too big of an ask from any person. This is too much of a responsibility to be somebody's world. Nobody is ready to do that. This is too much, especially because these girls expect the same in return. They expect that they will become the center of universe of their partner too. And this again is too much of an ask because we people are very complicated creatures. To want a relationship in your life is of course not wrong. It's one of our primary needs. There is nothing shameful about that. You want to have a relationship, perfect, great, but you are more complex than that. Not only relationship is required for us to be happy, to have full lives. We have a lot of things in them, and nobody shall be required to clear everything else just to be in a relationship. When you start seeing such a person, you feel like you're losing your own autonomy. They are always there. They demand to be your priority 24/7. This is suffocating. This is the kind of girls who get stuck in 10 years and above relationships without becoming somebody's partner, without becoming a wife. And this is because dating them is kind of comfortable. Yeah, she does everything he wants. She satisfies all the needs. Great, comfortable. But he refuses to make this last step and commit to her. It's great to receive everything that she gives so freely. Her time, her care, her love, whatnot she's giving to him. But to commit to her will mean that you need to pay this heavy price of being in a long-term relationship with her. And guys are not ready. Many guys are not ready to do that. That's why these girls stay in long relationships, but they never become fully committed. If you want to be seen as somebody's future partner, future wife, you need to stop being someone's service provider, maid, or mommy. You are not that. You come to a relationship with your own requirements, with your own standards, and those standards better be high. The problem with hyper-focusing on finding a relationship is that you're focusing on getting into a relationship instead of focusing on becoming a worthy partner for somebody that you will meet. Listen, it's like looking for a job, trying to land a job without actually getting a training or an education to actually do that job, to be a professional. You get how little sense it makes. In context of a relationship, a worthy partner is somebody who is independent, capable, interesting. They have full interesting life and you would love to be a part of that. Together you will build something beautiful, a wonderful future for you too. That's why you shall always remember to return your focus on yourself, on your life, on your goals and aspirations. Think of your potential partner. You would want a man who has his goals, who is capable, who wants to do something, to achieve something, right? Because it's interesting to be around such a person person. They are going forward. They're not sitting on a couch watching Netflix all day. Same comes for men. They also want capable, interesting partners with discipline, with aspirations. This is absolutely okay. This is very understandable. They often say online nowadays that women kind of want to be led by their men, want to be inspired. I hate this. I agree with that to a point. Yes, women want to be inspired and learn something from their man, but that is because men want the same. Both partners want to discover new things through their partners. Imagine you will spend your whole life together. You need to captivate each other. You need to be able to uplift and let each other grow. Let's take me and my husband, for example. He constantly teaches me something about business, about sales. He's very good at it. He's very interested in that. He reads a lot of books. He goes to seminars. He watches videos, trainings, whatnot. He is teaching me. It's very interesting to learn from him, to get inspired by him. I, in return, teach him about history, art, whatever things that I'm interested in. And even though we are not exactly in each other's field, he doesn't paint paintings, for example. It is interesting to learn things from your partner. This is how you grow each other. This is how you're interested in each other. Because if your time together consists only on watching TV shows, you are married to Netflix. You're not married to each other. Think about a person who will be interesting for you to be around almost all the time. Usually it will be a person with good self-esteem, somebody confident, somebody who has something to offer. And that's why women with good self-esteem, with healed self-esteem, are wife material, and girls who have low self-esteem are not. We call them pick-me girls today in social media terms. Nobody likes pick-me girls. Men don't respect them, even though they do date them, but they don't respect them. And that is because pick-me girls are empty inside. They're empty shells. Maybe they're not empty as people, but they present themselves as such. And that is because people with low self-esteem never learn to give themselves validation that we all need. They really desperately need validation from others. Men for such girls are not real human beings to get to know. They are mirrors to reflect in and find out how cool and how beautiful you are. That's why these girls cannot handle if somebody doesn't like them. They need everybody to like them. That's why they adjust their personalities to be liked. Because if somebody doesn't like them, it's as if looking into the mirror and seeing that you are ugly today. It's just too painful for them to handle. These girls are not wife material because people, men, do not want to be anybody's mirrors. People crave connection.
She's always the one that everyone picks. And I try so hard, and I'm never the one.
It's not a competition, Caroline.
Yeah, it is.
Pick-me energy is very cheap and unattractive because these girls chase men instead of letting men chase them. Men don't like that. They like to do the chasing themselves. Don't fight it. Let them. Let them chase you. Let them fight for you. Let them show and prove to you that they are worthy to be next to you. Show them your real standards and let them rise up to the challenge. That's how you filter out extra unnecessary people. If you are not showing your real standards, your real wants and needs to your potential partner, you're building a relationship on a very shaky foundation. You're pretending. You will grow resentful of him because he is not giving you what you want. He doesn't even know what you want. So he will also grow resentful. You never communicated with him. You never let him know what is it that you actually need. Not being afraid to have those standards and to clearly communicate them is a key to build a relationship on a strong foundation. Having said that, a word about having the standards, I must add that some modern girls take this to some other level. They hear on social media the advices that they shall have the standards, that they shall have them high and not be afraid of them. And they develop some kind of weird superficial metrics for guys. For example, I want to receive a gift from him every week, and if he doesn't give me that, then I will move on. I will find somebody else. That means he's not for me. This is a wrong metric to have, a wrong standard to have. You need to have a guy with good communication skills, for example, who will respect your feelings. Because yeah, you can find some narcissist who will give you gifts every week, but he will be absolute misery to be in a relationship with. Instead, you can find a guy who doesn't give you gifts, but who respects your feelings. And if you ask him to do something for you, like giving you a gift, then he will do it because he respects your wants and needs. This is a correct metric to have. It is a big scam to believe that there is a perfect person for you, a person who will match you 100 out of 100, that you will not have to negotiate, you will not have to compromise with him, you will not have to change anything about your behavior for him. It is not true. Any long-term relationship is about negotiation and compromise. And if a man sees that a woman is very stubborn, she has her standards and not ready to be flexible, not ready to change anything, not ready to meet him in the middle, then he will not consider her a wife material because he cannot for the rest of his life adjust to her. It is not a one-way street. And listen, some guys will come into relationship with you with such standards and requirements that will be absolutely unacceptable for you. These are not your people and you don't need to shrink yourself and bend over to accommodate them. You need to have a guy with standards that you can compromise with, but you will have to compromise. If you are stubborn, maybe he will hang out with you because it's fun to kind of conquer you, but will he make you his lifelong partner? I think not. Since we are talking about wife material girls, I think we shall address the elephant in the room. Many people say that men are afraid of successful women because they feel like her success is kinda a personal attack on him. And let's be honest, yes, there are such guys. You shall stay away from those because they will drag you down. But generally, man who is in love, a man who wants to spend his life with you, will not want you to not be successful. He will root for you. He will want to support you. There is this video online that I saw many times about very famous athletes who support their wives competing in the Olympic Games and such, and it is very heartwarming. They support their wives not because they are successful too, but because they want their partner to have what she wants, what she needs to be happy, to be successful, to be satisfied in life. And man wants the same from the woman. If you are the kind of girl who competes with man, who thinks that his success is a threat for you, that you are kind of lesser, that is a threat to your independence, self-worth or whatnot, then we will have a problem. He will have a problem with you because the man wants his wife to root for him, to be part of his team.
Do you think you have any interest in getting back in the game?
I don't know.
How so?
I don't know.
Stop saying I don't know.
I'm getting Lynette excited. Too bad you don't have any advertising experience.
Actually, I have 12 years of experience.
Look, if you compete with him, you become a rival, a competition, not a partner, not his safe space. That's why women who think that successful man or success of their man is a threat to them push the relationships away. Not because all of the men are afraid of successful women, but because they want that support and safety from you too. Remember in the beginning, I told you that for a woman, oftentimes a man she loves equals future husband, but for a man, a woman he loves not necessarily means future wife. And that is because a wife is a certain status in the man's life. I actually hope that women will also start holding men to the same high standards because husband is also a status. But when talking about a wife, it is not simply a girl that you will be together with. It is a girl who will have a role in your life. She will become part of your family, of your extended family. She will be raising your children. She will be standing by you while you are building your career. She will be building the future together with you. So many roles and responsibilities that she will have to fulfill. I like to think about it in terms of female archetypes. By the way, I have a video about female archetypes. If you haven't seen, I will leave the link in the description box. There are different archetypes. For example, lover is seductive woman who everybody falls in love with, who is very attractive. Maiden is an innocent woman who needs protection, who needs sheltering, a young girl. And queen is an archetype of a wife because queen is wife of a king. She stands by him. And as such, she has all the roles and responsibilities, the status to fulfill. To be seen as a wife material, you need to embody that queen archetype, that expansive energy of a king's partner. Important to say that archetype is not a personality type, meaning it's not some specific type of a woman who will be seen as a wife and others are not. No, archetype is a certain role. We all can be all of the archetypes in different phases of our lives. And queen is just one of those roles that we can embody. But here is the thing, you will only get into that place when you are ready, and that's when he will read it from you. He will get the message that you are future wife material. Because marriage is not about being a bride in a beautiful dress for one day. It's about being a wife for the rest of your life. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was very interesting. Share in the comments what you are taking away, which advice was interesting for you. If you agree with what I said today, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so I and Luna can see you next time. And until next video, bye bye.